Hi, everybody, and welcome to the second half of the year. This clip is going to air with the first weekly spark for July. The July theme is Labyrinths, but it occurred to me that I had just been at the Midsummer Fairy Festival and that we were definitely entering the second part of the year. So it feels fitting that labyrinths are the theme, since to me they evoke in their symbolism a sense of life's journey, in that there's one path to the center, whether that is the center of yourself or your awareness, whether that is finding your true path in life, finding what you really feel like you should be doing, no matter what this path is, whether it's just life. Stay on the path, even with its twists and turns, even with its blind corners where you don't know what's coming. Just stay on that path and trust that you're going to get to the right place, you're going to get to the center. And that feels not only appropriate for the midpoint in the year to kind of stay on the path, but I'm in a process of looking at where my energy is best spent. I want to do more art journaling classes. I will probably be taking some of the in-person shows out of my schedule for next year, because there's only so much time. There's only so many places that you can go or things that you can really invest your energy in. So I feel like I'm starting out on a journey of evaluation. Discovery might be a little too grandiose of a term, but investigating and initiating some changes. So I look forward to what this next chapter of my journey might bring. And so it's with that kind of philosophical mindset that I sit down to work on these labyrinth pages for July. Maybe it's just a beautiful symbol to you. Maybe it's just maybe a walking meditation that you've done and you love it for its kind of simple, quiet grace. Maybe it has deeper connotations for you connected to the cultures from which it has sprung. But in the blog post for this lesson, there are a lot of resources, including a worldwide labyrinth finder. So I invite you to tap into that, see if you can walk a labyrinth this month. Hot in where I live in the Mid-Atlantic, yes, but there's a beautiful outdoor labyrinth at the Delaware Art Museum, which I would recommend if anybody's in this area. So without further ado, I'll turn the camera around and get started on the first labyrinth page for this month of July. So thanks for following along on this journey. And as always, do the YouTube things if you're so inclined to subscribe to the channel or like the video, but I'm sure I'll repeat that at the end. So let's get to the page. So I have quite a few stencils of labyrinths that I've collected over the last couple of years. But for this first episode of Weekly Spark for the month of July, I wanted to actually draw a labyrinth. There are a lot of resources online if you search for them as to how to do it. And I'm going to start with a Cretan labyrinth because it's just more simple than the Chartres style with the rosettes in the center and the kind of lunette shapes on the edge. Knowing that I was going to draw this, I just wanted to lay down kind of a colorful watercolor background first. And I will be sprinkling some salt on it because it was very wet and juicy. I love the patterns that you get when the kosher salt or rock salt kind of absorbs some of the moisture, some of the water from the watercolors. So part one, just doing this watercolor wash. using a diagram that starts with a cross, 4 little corners, and 4 dots. So you'll probably see as I draw this out that I am referring back to the video, the iPad that you can't really see on screen right here. But this that you see right now, the cross, the 4 corners, and the 4 dots, is the important structure to starting drawing this labyrinth. Then you're making connections one to the next, starting at that small center point and getting increasingly larger and larger as you go around. Now, I'm just doing this freehand, and I'm trying to eyeball the distance from one line to the next. And so it starts out looking okay. I do have one mistake that I try and scrub out. You'll see that in just a sec. But I also am not terribly consistent. You're going to see that this labyrinth at the end is a little bigger on one side, it's a little distorted, and I'm fine with that. It was kind of a mindful process to draw it, and so I am happy with it as it came out. You could be more precise, you could measure things more carefully, absolutely, but that was not my mission this time. I'm working with, I think they're called woodies. They're big, chunky, water-soluble, kind of waxy crayons. And so I wanted to be able to draw with the ease of a crayon, but then go over them with a brush and some water to make the lines a bit more satisfying. So you're going to see me blend some colors, and you're going to see me go over that as this video progresses. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I do look at this symbol as a symbol for a path, for a journey, whether it is the larger journey of your life, whether it is a journey to look inward to your center, to kind of find answers to the questions that you seek or to resolve some issues that you're working on. I do think that those answers can be found if you turn inwards in contemplation. And so doing a little journaling, a little writing around the edge of this piece, I thought set that intention for the page. I'm going to take off the tape and also just do a tiny fine line to finish that border. As always, go ahead and hit the like button or subscribe to these videos so that you will be able to stay tuned next week for another episode of Weekly Spark. That's all for now.